She's gone. Now what? This is your only move. She's gone. She's flown the coop. She's already halfway out the door. And the worst part, you felt it happening, the text slowing down, the energy shifting. Something changed, and you couldn't quite stop it. And now you're here thinking, what do I do? Can I fix this? Is there something I can say to bring her back? And that right there is where most men lose her for good, because what you feel in this moment is not clarity. It's the emotional hurricane. Hi, I'm J. El Camino. Why El Camino? Because it's the only Spanish I know. And today, we're going to talk about what you should do when she's pulling away, losing interest, or you feel like she's already gone. Because in that moment, there's really only one move, and most men do the exact opposite. Let's start with what's happening inside of you. When a woman pulls away or she's already gone, your mind starts racing. You start thinking, if I could just explain myself, if I could just tell her how I feel, if I could just clear things up, she would understand. If I could just send her another text to add to the 10 in a row I've already sent, telling her how I feel. But that's not how attraction works. Women don't fall for you because of how you feel about them. They fall for you based on how they feel about you. And when attraction is dropping, she's not listening to your words. She's listening to her own emotions. Now, since rejection can actually trigger obsession in the person being rejected, it can cause in anyone really anxiety, a desperate need for clarity, a need to explain, get closure. If I could just say this one thing, if I could just share with her my feelings, she would understand. But no, she won't understand. And acting on these desperate feelings, even though it feels so right, is like the sirens, the beautiful mythical women calling sailors to the deaths on the rocks at sea. You must not heed the siren's call. This is the emotional hurricane. Flailing about in the wind, the storm pushing you backwards no matter how hard you try. You feel the urgency, you act. You send the long text, you try to explain, you try to fix, you try to pull her back in, and every move you make lowers your position. Now think about this. If you could look back at your own history, can you remember an earlier time you lost a woman? Really think about it. Think about how you felt. Twisted up, emotional, overthinking everything, replaying conversations in your head. Basically the same as now, but with a completely different person. Maybe you sent that long message, maybe you made that emotional plea, maybe you tried to explain everything perfectly so she'd finally understand. Now ask yourself honestly, did that ever work? Did those heartfelt messages bring her back, or did they just push her further away? Most men already know the answer, just not the one you want. That made her run. And that's the hard truth that most guys don't want to face. It's completely counterintuitive. What feels so right, what feels so correct, what emotion is pushing you, pulling you to do, is the exact opposite of what you need to do. And it's a death sentence, essentially, in terms of the relationship. Now, in attraction, this doing more actually makes things worse. Doc Love actually talked about this in terms of interest level. When her interest is high, things are easy. When it drops, you don't talk your way out of it no matter what. Coach Corey Wayne says a similar thing. You got to remain centered. You must not become unglued, because the moment you lose your emotional center, you lose attraction. So what should you do instead? You disengage. And this is important. You're not disengaging to manipulate her. That's not the reason. It's not a punishment. You did this, I'll do that. That's not the point. You are disengaging to protect yourself from yourself. Because if you stay engaged while in the emotional hurricane, you'll say dumb things you shouldn't say and you can't take back. You'll over-pursue. You'll try to fix something that cannot be fixed through effort. And you'll destroy whatever attraction is left. So this is to protect you. You step back, you create space, not for her, for you. And in that space, you ask yourself, what is leading me right now? What is causing me to take action or inaction? Is it confidence or fear? Is it clarity or desperation? Because the thoughts in your head will sound convincing. If I don't act now, I'll lose her. If I just don't say the right thing, if I say the right thing, I can fix this. If I show her how much I care, she'll come back. But those thoughts are emotional. They're how you feel. And it's not strategic, it's not grounded, and it makes you look weak as hell. And again, she's not responding to how you feel. She is responding to how she feels. It's completely disconnected from how you feel. Get this straight once and for all. She only cares about how she feels, not how you feel. That's why emotional pleas don't work, because it's all about how you feel. Now let's go deeper. A woman has to respect you and look up to you in order to feel attraction. If that respect drops, attraction drops with it. And respect is not built through emotional outbursts. It's built through stability, through self-control, through not losing yourself when things get uncertain. Because attraction is based on polarity. And polarity, masculine energy, feminine energy, requires contrast. Masculine energy is grounded, stable, and directed. Feminine energy is fluid, emotional, and responsive. If you abandon your center and become emotional, reactive, unstable, which is exactly what reaching out to tell her how you feel is, you collapse that polarity and the attraction fades. And this is also why perception matters so much. Not just what you say, but how you are perceived. You could say all the right words. You could make logical sense. But if you're coming across as needy, emotional, uncentered, you will repel her, even if your argument is logically correct, because attraction is not logical, it's emotional. There's an old idea that power is the ability to hold a position in space, to stand your ground. Let's think about the Roman army, the Roman legion, men in formation, shields locked, spears forward like an armored wall. Individually, they weren't always the biggest or strongest, but in formation, holding position, they were unstoppable. And as long as every man held his ground, held his position in space, they could not be broken. But if one man panicked, broke rank and ran, that's where everything collapsed. And that's what most men do when a woman pulls away. They break formation, they panic, they abandon their position. And in doing so, they turn a situation that could have stabilized into one that falls apart completely. Your job is to hold your position, to remain steady, to not react emotionally, to not chase, to not force an outcome. This is holding frame. This is about non-reactivity, and you don't let external circumstances dictate your behavior. So stand your ground, because when you do, attraction is strengthened, and you have much more of a chance of getting her back. And so no more needy texts, no more over-pursuing, no more reinforcing the imbalance, and you also gain clarity. It's also a lot like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. That's the famous story of the doctor who basically takes something and becomes like a monster at a certain hour, and he goes off and creates mayhem, and then he's a normal guy the rest of the time, and he's always trying to prevent the monster from coming out. The emotional hurricane, you being all needy, is the monster, and you have to contain that until it has a chance to kind of weaken over time. So you want to give her space to feel something, because women, they reflect on things that are different from us. They reflect on things in the space in between, and they need a chance to think about you and miss you. And if you're always there, always present, they don't get that. So the behavior that you do here is your best chance of getting her back. It's really the only chance. And it's the same behavior that protects your self-respect. You remain grounded, you remain centered, you hold position, you stand your ground, because your role is not to create chaos. Your role is to be the stable one, the one that doesn't break, the one that doesn't panic, the one who doesn't lose himself when things get uncertain. And that's what attraction is built on. So if she's pulling away or she's gone, your only move is to stop, to step back, to regain your center, hold your position, because anything else will just make this work. Stand your ground. If you got any value from this, don't forget to like and subscribe.